Welcome, friends, to Market Like a Pro for Speechcraft. Do you want to attract guests and new members to your club? Re-energize your current members? Or launch a new club? I think you do want to launch a new club. It's time to build your membership. This high content workshop is ideal for members and officers, especially if your club has less than 15 members attending your regular meetings. Your members may also need to lead this project to earn their Distinguished Toastmaster Award. Sustaining club excellence and supporting the club mission requires ongoing efforts to attract, recruit, educate, and retain members. Speechcraft is considered to be a club's #1 membership building tool, and I almost sang. Speechcraft is also a blended learning program for non-members interested in building their communication and leadership skills. Keep your club healthy by hosting a Speechcraft series inside the club. Your members can also conduct a series in the community or to launch a training program inside a corporation. Hosting a Speechcraft series is ideal to attract members to an existing club, conduct a program in the community, train staff in a business organization, and begin forming a new club. In the 4 to 6 or 8-week series, you choose your destination. Participants referred to as Speechcrafters learn basic skills in speaking, listening, and evaluating. In this engaging session, you will discover what Speechcraft is, how hosting a series will benefit your clubs and members, how to plan, launch, and market an effective Speechcraft program, and tips to attract guests and how to convert them into members. This session is ideal for members and officers to watch and rewatch and rewatch and rewatch together and brainstorm. The key to success of your program is marketing. And our presenter knows quite a few things about marketing. Let me introduce you to our speaker tonight, Sheryl Roush, DTM, PDG, accredited speaker, and CVP, certified visual presenter, I believe.
Certified virtual presenter, yes.
Virtual. Her college, hey, I got that.
That's good. I like yours.
Virtual is visual, right? Her college degree and her over 45-year background is in graphic design, marketing, photography, publishing, and printing. Did you know she has written 5 books on this topic alone and has presented over 2,000 full-day seminars on site in 13 countries on marketing? A 17-time published author, her solid gold newsletter design book, written for Toastmasters, VPPR, PRO, and PRMs, became a marketing communications course book at the University of Ottawa. Sheryl is also the author of The Heart of a Toastmaster, which I love, which published 135 true stories of our members from around the globe and received Best Anthology from the International Book Awards. Although it's virtual this visit, it's great to welcome her back to District 10 with our session on how to attract new members and retain existing members by Marketing a Club Speechcraft Series. Let's welcome Distinguished Toastmaster, past District Governor, accredited speaker, Sheryl Roush.
Oh, yay. Wow, wow, wow. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. If you could go ahead and spotlight me then as well. Thank you. Okay. Wow. Well, let's jump in. Why did you join? Enough about me. Why did you join? Let's light up the chat. Why did you originally join Toastmasters? And I'll share with you some of my story. It was a Chamber of Commerce meeting that I attended, and a woman started asking me, well, what do I do? And I owned graphic design studios. Well, what's your greatest challenge? Well, to give my employees feedback, because all 5 of them were older than I was, and I wanted to be a better boss. So I joined to become a better boss. And she, Mary Porter, invited me to a communication and leadership skills series, and she would even buy me breakfast in Old Town, downtown San Diego. Now, I don't know about you, but having breakfast down at Bazaar del Mundo as a treat, absolutely yes. So I went, had no idea that it was this thing called Speechcraft. We are a global family. Global, 270,000 members in over 14,000 clubs in 148 countries, and we are one big family. So here is that Mexican restaurant. Pat Johnson took this photo for me, and I walked in that morning. It was March 15th, 1987. Yes, next month it will be 37 years. So if you're already asking in the first 2 minutes of this program whether Speechcrafts really work, yes, they do. I'm a walking testament to it. So it's wonderful to see. Thank you for lighting up the chat. To learn leadership, to help and practice with formal meeting functions, to improve your confidence, to keep myself active and learn new information. Personal and professional development by enhancing your communication and leadership skills, to be a better speaker. And here we are, Solazar, still members after all these decades. All right, Andrea. Oh, this is fun. To meet single men with similar interests, and she's still single. Okay. All right. Boy, I love it. This course is about marketing. Let's see what we can do for you. All right. And Tim, thank you. You were in a bad place after in your lifetime, about a layoff and a divorce and a retirement from 21 years. You needed a fresh start and the set of encouragers to rebuild your creative process that drew you in. Thank you for your, thank you. Wow, all of that. Well, it's interesting because nobody knew when I walked through those doors that I had just filed for divorce from an alcoholic, abusive man who threatened to take my life with a gun. So part of my deeper story in that is that not only did I find my voice, I found my self-confidence and self-worth as they had both been beaten out of me. And I found my calling, I found my area of service, found that confidence. And I am still here today. So I'm a strong proponent and advocate for the Speechcraft program. And thank you for attending tonight, because it's all about how can we boost our clubs. Here's a brief overview of what we'll be covering in, I would say, this Warp 9 presentation. Those of you who know me know that I am a Trekkie. And yes, I've worked with, oh, bless his heart, Leonard Nimoy, who was a Toastmaster. He told me himself in 1954. I was his handler at Comic-Con in San Diego for 4 precious days. We're going to be identifying who our markets are. Sorry, Andrea. We're going to be focusing on internal and external specific to Toastmasters tonight, although it might transfer into what your personal objectives are. And we'll also be taking a look at meeting math and healthy membership, and specifically District 12 statistics. 5 ways to boost membership, and they are with TI's global advertising campaign on LinkedIn right now, the Find a Club feature inside of your district and TI sites. To talk up Toastmasters, we have 2 specific things inside of the Talk Up Toastmaster campaign, plus the Better Speaker Series. If you're not familiar with this one, that alone tonight may be worth attending. And number 5, the Speechcraft Series. Please mute yourself, by the way. Thank you. So the Speechcraft Series, we're going to be delving deeper into and giving you more details on that. Based on my background for over 47 years has been marketing. As Sandra had said, we're going to take a look at the 3 stages of marketing and how that relates to everything you do, product and service, and specifically to Toastmasters. And we'll take a look at what our branding policies are. Not so much policies, but far as how can we adhere to them in everything that we are marketing for Toastmasters. All right, get ready to put some more answers into the chat for me here. Answer this statement. Marketing is what? Marketing is what? Oh, thank you. Alice Hughes. All right. So to improve communication and leadership skills. Thank you very much. Okay. And as I was going through, thank you. All right. Marketing is what? Marketing is what? Thank you, Michelle. Marketing is targeted advertising. Oh, I love that. Making your product known and desired. Yes. Engaging any kind of intent. Yes. Bringing about awareness of a product or service in hopes people will buy it. Yes. Branding. Yes. Marketing is yes. Finding your audience. Yes. All of these are correct. All of these are correct. Informing the public. Yes. About what you have to offer. Oh, all of these are great. Well, let's take it to the next step here. All right. So as I see what Toastmasters is, and especially our marketing, it's getting the word out. We are the solution to their problem, their challenge, their issue, whatever it is for their desired outcome. As Helen Blanchett, our first female international president, said, if you get everything out of Toastmasters that you can get out of Toastmasters, you will never get out of Toastmasters. Boy, when she said that, she really presented us with a treasure box, because anything that we want to develop in ourselves personally and professionally, it's all here. We just need to work the program. But the biggest issue, though, is that we are still the best kept secret in spite of being the world's largest educational nonprofit organization dedicated to communication and leadership, to thinking, listening, and speaking. Let's get the word out. We have two markets that we focus on. The very first is the internal market. This is with our current members, and you'll see some examples of that. And the second that we'll be focusing on for this presentation are people outside of Toastmasters, our visitors. Non-members, we call them potential members. We're going to be focusing on the external. The key to either is match the message to that particular audience. If we are advertising a speech contest, unless we truly have a market that wants to come to our in-house contests at area level, then those are going to be internal messages, not external. However, when we are having demonstration meetings or getting ready to launch a new club or starting or even having a free event, that is external. We want non-members to come into the Toastmaster experience. Here's a couple of examples of internal messaging. This one's from District 81 in the Caribbean. Beautiful example of a great layout, and it's following all of our branding really well done, but it's in-house because it's club officer training. Here's another one from Las Vegas, Jackpot Speakers Toastmasters. There you go. Join us. This is an internal advertising, how it is currently designed, even though it may have been intended for external. Nope. It's all about us, us, us. It just needs a little bit of tweaking. And right now from District 10, here we have the early bird renewal incentive. This is also an internal marketing piece. Let's take a look at external then. So external might be like this particular example, not quite in full branding. However, the concept is there. A new learning experience for aspiring professional speakers right there in Garfield Heights. So this could be an external, and with maybe a question into the headline instead of a statement, it would definitely be effective for outside. Let's get down to the math of things. When we think about how many roles that we have inside of our meeting roles without any overlap. So we have 15 meeting roles with 3 speakers. Let's say that that's a 90-minute meeting. Could be 60. Let's say that it's a 90-minute. This means that without overlap, that you could be a speaker without needing to be your own evaluator and your own awe counter. We've been there and done that. You could then, all right, so that's 15 to start with. And then one Zoom master, whether it's hybrid or a virtual platform, that's 16 people so far to be present at a meeting. All right, start opening your mind a little bit to having more people at your meetings, plus table topics participants, which are also not the speakers or evaluators. Well, evaluators maybe, but definitely not your speakers. They are in preparation mode. Plus 2 members for guests, 2 guests per member. Hello, 2 guests per meeting, because now we're building that. Well, the audience members, because we want more energy. Wow, that brings to 25 people at a meeting. And you might be thinking, oh my gosh, we've never had that. Yes, we did pre-pandemic. And as time
Sheryl, you're muted. You're muted.
Thank you. All right. Thank you. How much should I rewind? Am I good?
I think like 10 seconds would be good.
Okay. Let's take a closer look then at specifically District 10 membership. And thank you very much, Sandra, District Director, for providing us these statistics today from World Headquarters. Currently, we have 1,247 members paid in our district. That's 75 paid clubs, with 20 of those clubs with a membership of 20 or more. That's good. 20 is healthy. We'll talk about charter strength in just a moment. 70 clubs out of those 75 have 20 or less members. Now, this is right in line with all the other districts from around the globe. I'm currently speaking on this topic too. So just to give you an idea, this is right there. It's all consistent. 27 of the 75 clubs have a membership of 10 or less, which, as you and I know, that's really tough to keep a membership inspired and even to bring energy to a meeting. Of those clubs, then 36 are corporate, where it's employees inside the corporation. It may or may not be a community club that meets inside of a corporation, but they're classified as corporate. Where we want to focus on are any clubs which are less than 20 members. And if this is one of yours, get ready to take notes. So Sandra, if you would please pop the handout into the chat again. What is healthy membership? The number is 20. So please write that on your handout and circle it. 20 has always been our charter strength for any club that is starting or even to maintain. And that includes our community, our specialty, and our advertised clubs. 20 minimum. We need that. We need the energy. 25 is recommended for those training programs inside of businesses and corporations. And that is per Pat Johnson, who wrote the handbook of corporate training programs. We need to think bigger. More members is more activity, more involvement, more educational accomplishments, more fun. Get people on a waiting list to be signed up for presenting. So think healthy, think 20 or more. Inside the handout, let's take a closer look, because I've added for tonight's session 5 ways to boost membership. As I had said that we would be covering that in addition to, so there's actually 6, because the most important one is a personal invitation, like what Mary had invited me to Voyagers Club in San Diego. Personal invitation, one-on-one, and really listen to what it is that the person is saying or what are their challenges, because this program can help reach their desired outcomes from it. Most of these, by the way, in number 5 are free. So let's take a closer look at these. Number 1 is the Global Advertising Campaign, which is an opt-in program for 25 districts from around the globe who selected to pretty much pay to play. Well, it is. So your dues are going to the district to pay for this program with Toastmasters International in a nutshell. It runs for 3 months, January 8th to April 8th. We're going to take a closer look at that one. But it's on LinkedIn, and we'll also provide you with a download that what people who are not Toastmasters are downloading TI's link in LinkedIn to download a really cool PDF document for it. Number 2, we're going to take a look at Find a Club feature, and you need to keep your club information up to date. Number 3, not only talk Up Toastmasters, but District 10 also has the new member mania. That's a fun little contest here. And I like this one. Build a Toastman incentive. Being in snow country, I resemble this. So February 29th for the photos, which are due on that one. Number 4 is the one that you might not be familiar with, and you're going to want to download that. It's going to be a freebie. And finally, number 5.
Sorry, Sheryl, you were muted again. I'm not sure what's happening. You might be hitting your space key, perhaps. Now you're unmuted. Good.
Most curious. It's interesting. I'm having tech issues on my end. Okay, we'll just roll with it. Thank you. Let me know.
Absolutely. I'm watching for that now.
Let me know.
I got you.
Fine. Thank you. You got me, sister. I appreciate it. All right. So the global advertising campaign, District 10 is one of those 25 districts which has decided to participate in this global LinkedIn campaign. And you can download, if you would then, Sandra, go ahead and put into the chat box what the download is. So District 10 participates with it. And gosh, it's mind-boggling that in one campaign time, over 60 million viewer impressions in 1 year that TI gets. Then they break it down through with 150,000 click-throughs where people took action. And what they're looking for is that here's the free download, that when non-members click on this, it takes them to this document, which looks like this. And then at the end of the document, it clicks over to the Find a Club specifically for District 10. This is fascinating. The results have been astounding with a good click-through rate. I'll give you the numbers here in just a second because we have another download for you. So the first thing that you want to do is to make sure that your Find a Club link, all of your clubs, your specific club, or if you're an area director, division director, you want to make sure that all of your clubs are active and all their information is current, especially post-pandemic. A lot of the clubs did not get their information updated. So we'll glance at that one too. So here's a conversion guide that's being loaded into the chat box, and it looks like this, and it's a really great window on it. So here's what, thank you, Sandra, for providing me what your global advertising campaign results are. Since January 8th to February 7th, basically 1 month, there have been, here's a big number, 63,489 impressions for District 10 specifically. This is not globally, this is District 10 specifically. From those, there have been 441 clicks with almost a 1% click through to download this. That's amazing because those are hot leads into your clubs that people are interested in. Here are some of the graphics of those results. And as you look at this again, this is specifically Northeast Ohio, District 10, isolated in these reports from TI's reports, just based on February 7th. Look at all of the healthcare and education companies, well, these are companies specifically that people are downloading or that they are interested in, that these impressions are. Here's the top company based on industries. Again, medical practices, nonprofit orgs, education is right up there. Tech, IT, again, more healthcare, more hospitals, more IT, research. It's amazing. Feel free to capture screenshots of this. I find this fascinating because the matrix and the breakdown of letting us know who is interested, and the top locations: Greater Cleveland, Columbus, Metro. Wow. And what's their seniority inside of the organization? This is indicating that its entry level is more than twice what the senior level is inside of organization: managers, owners, directors. This tells us exactly who wants us, who needs us, and that they have problems, challenges, and issues that our program is a solution for. This is priceless. All right, what are some of their job titles? Owners, president. Now you're looking at upper level, and then you have teachers. Wow, teachers, admin assistants, retired. It's across the board when it comes to job titles. And their job functions: operations, business development, healthcare, sales. We can use this information, and Sandra will gladly provide you with the entire report. What are we doing with it? Well, first thing that we need to do is to, again, ensure that our Find the Club listings are up to date. This is District 10, and this map is right there on the District 10 website. When you look at this and you see where you are, and you think about those organizations, those potential visitors, guests, members, where they are located, start thinking about what they might be interested in. What are their current challenges, their problems, their desired outcomes, and how we are the match for that, then everything in marketing needs to match the message to that particular market. That's the key. Everything aligns with that and it becomes effective. We have our Up Toastmasters. This is globally from now through March 31st. More information on both the District 10 website as well as Toastmasters International. And again, there's all kinds of incentives with this. That's why it's also going to be ideal for these other campaigns that we have, including District 10 has the new Member Mania. Now, this is fun. So you could host an open house or a Speechcraft event between now and March 31st, and you can earn entry into $50 prize drawings, and there's more valuable resources. You can click on any of those links right there from I pulled this up off of Facebook, but it's also on the website. And the bonus prize is a $100 gift awarded to the club that gains the most as a result of your special event. So there's details in here. This is District 10 specific. I love it. New Member Mania. And then there's the Build a Toast Man incentive. Again, this is the photo contest regarding Build a Toast Man or toast person with your version of the snow, and you could win prizes there too. All of this is perfect, especially for having a free event, which the Better Speaker Series provides those topics which are curriculum ready. Oh my gosh. If you want to become a professional presenter, or you need something to know how to start giving your own professional training programs and earn eventually the accredited speaker designation, this is a great place to start. So the Better Speaker Series set comes with all of these presentations. They're ideal educational sessions, 10 to 15 minutes. You could have this at a demonstration meeting or as an open house, or call it a free seminar, which even attracts more than what open houses do. And the conversion rate is higher from free seminars into Speechcraft programs. All of these are free and you download it. All of these come downloaded in this TI package, and it's downloadable as a zip. So you want to check this out. Then each of these presentations correlate directly into what are the educational sessions to be given by your members to the non-members known as speech crafters during a Speechcraft program or series. Here's what the curriculum looks like. And I browsed through, it's still very current material. You get the curriculum guide and you also get the PowerPoint slides with it in TI branding. This is the actual trainer's manual, the curriculum guide. It's brilliant. Download it. Just take a look at it. Download it. You will get ideas of how to use these to boost your membership. Really well done. Which brings us to Speechcraft. And again, I joined on a Speechcraft. Many of you, thank you for putting information in the chat that you have run them. You're getting ready to run them again. I joined when it was paper and now it's digital. So we'll take a look at, well, what's the difference with that? In your handout on page 3, here are notes that I provided for you on how to plan and implement a successful Speechcraft. A couple of things to note, and as Sandra had said in the introduction, that a Speechcraft is an interactive program. You get to decide whether it's going to be 4, 6, or 8 week long. In the sessions, 1 to 2 hours. Now, you could do them 2 hours for 4 sessions, especially inside of corporations, by the way, for busy executives. If we flash back to entry level from the global advertising campaign, entry level, I would suggest an 8-week program of 90 minutes to 2 hours to give them the best value. Now, as Sandra refers to Speechcraft, it's a teaser. It's a teaser into the Toastmaster program. I'm a firm believer that when you set your tuition, and it cannot be any more than $120 per person for the Speechcraft program. So let me pull back the curtains on this bit. In the Speechcraft digital bundle, there are 5. You get 5 people who can attend in a particular bundle. If you have more than 5, then you need a second bundle. For every bundle of 5, you have one Speechcraft coordinator, a member of the hosting club, who receives credit toward their distinguished Toastmaster as a result of successfully coordinating the Speechcraft program. If you have more than 5, let's say 7 or 8, 2 coordinators from inside the same club, and you divide them equally. So if you have 8, you could have 4 and 4. It is work. You do earn this, and this is for leadership, which is what Distinguished Toastmaster is for. Our cost is $50 for that bundle. So you're thinking $10 a person. True. However, Speechcraft, according to our Toastmaster International policies, may be used as a fundraiser. It just cannot exceed the amount of what 1 year's dues would account. For us, $60 every 6 months, it would be $120. How we get Speechcrafters to convert into being members of the club, set the fee where not only it includes the cost of the tuition, but add to that 6 months dues. Or right now, let's see, you could do $50 a person, plus you could include, let's say, $60. You give them the rest of this dues period till March 31st. And the 6 months dues would take them until October 31st. And how you sell that is start with the Speechcraft series, but stay to practice. This is a practice-based program. When they get to know the personality of your club, and they've already completed, by the way, in a 6 or 8 week program, they have completed 1 full level in pathways. That's an incentive right there. They start seeing the improvements that they're making, including gained confidence, higher self-esteem. They're saying less ahs and ums. I know when I gave my icebreaker 37 years ago, I had 19 ahs and ums, and it was ugly. I was crying. I was hanging onto the lectern as if for dear life. Yes, that's true. And there are people still in Toastmasters who will tell you they were there. It was bad. I learned, though, between speech number 1 and speech number 3, I got my ahs down from 19 down to 6, down to 1 or nothing. And I also stopped crying after about speech number 4. That's a whole nother story. So people will start realizing their own benefits, but we need to sell it as a longer package than just a 4, 6, or 8 week series. Invite them to continue practicing in this safe and supportive environment. So the question I'm often asked here is, well, what does it cost the members of the club to participate in Speechcraft? 0, nada, nilch. It's free for your current members. This is a great way to re-energize them. Now, your current members need to be of support, and they get to, because they get to serve as what are called guides or mentors for the speech crafters who are involved in this process. And the speech crafters get to participate. They give their speeches. They get to serve as functionaries. Your guides are their mentors. And then after the meeting, chances are that with the digital bundle, because it's on smart devices too, that whether you are having your Speechcraft in a hybrid situation or on-site or completely virtual, you do want to have some meeting up with your guides and their smart device. And it's very immersive with that they get to see how they're doing and to complete their projects as they go along. So your members become a part of this, but they also benefit greatly from the entire experience. And what's recommended is to do a Speechcraft every 6 months to keep your club healthy. Now, the very first time that I brought that up to my club, a different club than the one that I had showed you that I had joined, but I joined a club that was closer to where I lived in San Diego, only 2 miles away. It was interesting, though. I thought that the club was bigger than what it was. Come to find out, it had 8 or 10 members, and I kept asking for a membership application so that I could join and have dual membership, and nobody had applications. They made me work. They made me work to join the club. I couldn't believe it. It's like, I have a check in hand. Hello, tell me what the dues are. Hello. Oh, well, I kept coming back. They didn't get rid of me. But I did pitch them on the idea of doing a Speechcraft, and I'll tell you that story in just a moment. You want to convert the participants into new members, which means host your Speechcraft series during your regular club meetings. You can host these outside in the community, let's say for a nonprofit organization, which also showed up in the global advertising campaign. You could, with or without the fee, you decide. It's still going to cost the club $50 for that bundle of 5. And if you have more than 5, you need a second bundle. So that's another $50. So think this through. We've also found in Toastmasters in general that if people are not invested, they don't value it. When we pay our dues, we value what our experience is more than if something was given to us for free. If you are conducting a program for a nonprofit organization, you may decide to charge only $10 a person, then they're still invested and the club does not lose any money. When you make money on conducting your Speechcraft programs as money with anything that the club may make, it needs to go right back into educational programming. It cannot be used to throw a party. When that club did finally let me in, I had to slap their hand because they wanted to have a dinner party with the money. No. Anyway, there's more to that. All right. So then as you're marketing that, let's say that you have graduates are getting ready to graduate from high school or from college. This is out of District 26 in Colorado. This happens to be one, and I'm only giving you a portion of it, but to show what some of the benefits are and what works about this as well are the questions up at the top, where they name the pain of what a person might be looking for and hand it back to them in the form of a question. This is ideal. It's a pattern interrupt and very, very effective. And down at the bottom, then it gives some additional benefits. People want to know, what are the benefits? What about for a job interview as people are returning to the workplace today? Boy, meeting people face to face and needing to put on pants and shoes and smiles. So we're a perfect place to practice those soft skills. And here's what I found today on Facebook. Really well done for this particular club. And out of Los Angeles, I want to say District 1. So up at the top, then they have, do you want to become a better speaker, communicate with confidence, develop presentation skills, listen effectively? All of that works. The part that I've already responded to the club regarding this is to take out the join us for, because that makes it about us instead of about them. We'll be looking at what are the 3 stages of marketing. It's a public speaking workshop. Fabulous. I would, underneath $70, put tuition and that it includes all the materials because people want to know. It's an 8-week course. Boy, that's a no-brainer. That $20 a week, plus $10 for the materials. So $70 is a good investment. Based on it's in Los Angeles, I would add the time zone to this. There's so many things that I like about this. The woman in the bottom photo here, she's facing off of the page, but this is also how TI provides this particular photo for us to use. It can easily be flipped so that she is looking back into the layout. That's called implied motion. That's advanced kind of stuff there, but gives you an idea. This is a really well-crafted social media poster. So I'm hoping that the club, I gave them feedback and I'm hoping that they'll send me an update. All right. So then what could this look like? Here's an example of a promotional flyer. Remember how I was saying to ask questions in the headlines that name their pain, what is their problem, or toward their desired outcome? I'm a big fan of either 1 or 3 of those questions in the headline. Name their pain. Want to be more confident when speaking in public or online? Yes. Need to facilitate important meetings? Yes. Is it time to enhance your communication and leadership skills? Probably. And then boost your confidence and your career in 8 weeks. Aha. Now we're going. All right. So Speechcraft is a trademarked, registered product name owned by Toastmasters International. So it often has the TM behind it. We own it. It is intellectual property for TI. it's kind of one of our in-house terms, though, because if you say Speechcraft, oh, that's really cool. What's it mean? When I saw the poster 37 years ago regarding the program that I was invited to, it didn't say Speechcraft, not in the headline. It may have been smaller and lower in the layout. It was referred to as an 8-week communication and leadership skills series. Aha, that I understand. Another one of those is open house. People don't understand open house because it has been dominantly used in the real estate industry. We are not real estate. We are confusing people when we say that we're having an open house. Instead, change the languaging to free seminar. Aha, that they get. And free always gets people. So this could be what your flyer looks like. Questions at the top, bullet pointed list, a little bit of paragraph copy. What are the immediate benefits? And then again, what Speechcraft can also help you improve on. And then the contact information for the coordinator at the bottom. There you go. Here's an actual Speechcraft promotional flyer. This is what it could look like, complete with the series schedule. Now notice these topics down the side. Guess what? They are the Better Speaker series right there, 10 to 15 minutes, given by a member of your club who could double dip on this because they could do both the Better Speaker series, educational, and apply it into one of their Pathways projects. So that definitely works. Oh, let's see. That would re-energize them. That would. Because our members don't want to just like sit back. They do want to participate. And then being the guides and the mentors, helping our speech crafters as well. So all of this is included in your handout. Well, I've also added frequently asked questions regarding Speechcraft to help. These are a lot of the questions that I'm often asked about. So here's information regarding the digital bundles. There's 5. Let's see. And how it's set up is the Speechcraft portal on Basecamp looks just like what Pathways does. They're, again, same coding, same design, all of that. And the speech crafters go into their own portal. I'll actually start showing you some of the resource library things here so you get to see what it is. Now, you can go into any of the Toastmaster social media right now, especially on Facebook, and use hashtag, this is down here at the bottom, is use the hashtag Speechcraft. Oh, it's up at the top. There we go. Right there. Then you can go through and pull up what other people are doing. And when you are promoting your Speechcraft to show people what you are doing, not to market your Speechcraft to other Toastmasters, that's not what this is for. This is for outreach. It is the #1 club building tool to non-members, to visitors that you want to bring into the Toastmasters experience. Use the hashtag Speechcraft. So who are some of the ideal speech crafters? Well, think about this for yourself. Who needs the skills that this program offers based on why you joined? The very first question in the chat box tonight. Why did you join? I wanted to be a better boss. Well, I learned how to be a better boss and a heck of a lot more. What are their pains, their challenges? When is a convenient time for them to attend, preferably during your regular club meeting so that you use this series to boost your club? Where are they located geographically? Why would they attend? What are the benefits to them? And finally, will they invest? Based on the global advertising campaign and some of the high level of the job positions and titles, yes, and they would also know what the investment should be. If they compare what we do in the Toastmasters environment to Dale Carnegie or any other type of public speaking and or leadership training programs, we are a fraction of the cost. Yes, we're nonprofit, but still, wow, and we're not volunteers, by the way, we are members. So identify what the needs, the problems, and the challenges would be, especially from all of those charts. Gaining self-confidence is still the #1 reason why people join Toastmasters. #2 is a place to practice. Let them practice, set it up, make it conducive for them. When you're talking to a potential guest or someone to come into a Speechcraft program or to attend a free seminar, which then launches a Speechcraft program 2 weeks later, find out what their challenges are. Because this Toastmaster, our program has what it is. So to reflect upon that, then again, the top companies, and as I skimmed the longer list, they came basically into 2 categories, healthcare and education. The good news is that District 10 already has a lot of clubs in those. The even better news is that not everybody is a member. So there's plenty of marketing to do here. And the top company industries, again, the medical practices, nonprofit, real estate, pretty much who could use what it is that we have to offer? Everyone. However, our marketing cannot be to everyone. The closer it is that it matches to, let's say, your healthcare organizations. So the club that I transferred to met in a hospital. And it was interesting to tailor everything for our upcoming Speechcraft program for exactly that. So here's a couple of questions for you before we move on to exactly what does it look like in marketing. Think, if you would, and please put in the chat, Sandra's going to be watching this, is what groups or organizations do you know that could be served by a Speechcraft program? Go ahead and pop it into the chat. Who do you, as you're thinking about it? All right, Tim, thank you. Do you use the word invite? Yes. Personal invitation? Yes, absolutely. And yes, you'll have access to this amazing presentation. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's amazing information. And it's an amazing experience. Changed my life. All right. All industries. Great. Thank you. Teachers, banks, real estate, financial advisors. Yes, everyone. Co-ops at work. Absolutely. So the organizations to whom we are addressing, or the individuals, again, the message needs to match to them. How we would address for a healthcare organization would be very different than to a university. Who in your club can be of support as you think about this? And who in your club needs credit towards your distinguished Toastmaster? And then when could your club host a program inside the regular schedule? So here's something to think about regarding the timing of it. Plan 2 months out, which would mean purchase the Speechcraft 5 digital bundle now. Purchase it from the club treasury as opposed to an individual, because only a club can host a Speechcraft program, and only one individual can receive credit for every 5 or every bundle. Then whoever you, but don't put the person's name who, if you don't know who's going to be the Speechcraft coordinator, do not put that when you purchase the bundle. Do not put the start date or the potential coordinator. You can keep those blank for now. You do want to hold on to that purchase order number. That is gold. You want to keep that very, very safe. And then when you're getting ready to have your coordinator and your start date, then you can go back and you can update that online. Then, since you purchase it now, review it right away. Go through all of the materials, see what it is that you're getting into. And it's also going to help aligning with the VP of Education for your club, so you can have things merge together and start with a free event. Again, I'll come to that in just a second. And then 2 weeks after that free event, as a promotion, you start your Speechcraft program and already have it predetermined and into the schedule with the VP of Education when those meetings are going to be held, and have open slots then for your speech crafters who will be giving their presentations in their level 1. Everybody works together with that. And then you can still have your Toastmaster and your general evaluator. You run it just like a regular meeting, only the speech crafters give their presentations and they are mentored for the functionaries. So you want to review all of this before you actually set your date. You have resources abundant amazing. And we're loading up the chat with that. Thank you so much, Sandra. All of those are hot links, so you can click on them before we adjourn this meeting and have those tabs open. I would start with this promotional video that Toastmasters posted on YouTube. And then you can see what the Speechcraft content overview, and these are those better speaker educational talks. By the way, each one of those particular topics, there you go. This is what it looks like getting started on Basecamp as a Speechcraft coordinator. This is exactly what it looks like. And the Speechcraft portal, there you go, for the Speechcrafter. There's also a flyer that you can download. It's TI number 8628. So if you are hosting a Speechcraft training program, in corporations, we typically don't refer to them as clubs, but instead it's a training program, because corporations and businesses think of a club as a social club, which even though we're more than that. So we don't use that term inside of corporations and businesses, but this particular flyer would help. You also have support right here in District 10. Any leads or questions regarding Speechcraft or starting new clubs, especially using a special event to launch and have a demonstration with a Speechcraft program to launch a new club, trio@district10.org. Wow. So those were the 5 ways to boot. Well, let's see, 4 of the 5 ways to boost our membership. Now we're going to be taking a look at marketing and communication, and specifically branding. So the final 2 areas. This is not in the handout. This is some of my copyrighted material from another program that I have created called Market Like a Pro. So after I load this slide, feel free to capture a screenshot of it. So again, original material here. The 3 stages marketing communication and how they relate to us in everything we are promoting. Now, this also transfers, and applies to everything else in your life that you might be promoting. It also parallels speaking and how to win speech contests. By the way, there are perfect parallels to speak and market like a pro. These 3 stages must occur in this particular order. This research was done by David Ogilvy in his book, Confessions of an Advertising Man. If you follow this formula, you will match your message to your audience and be effective with anything that you are promoting. So stage 1 is relevance. Relevance. The question that the reader's asking is, should I read it, file it, toss away, can I click away, whatever? It answers the question of the what's in it for me. And the time available, according to Ogilvy's research, is really short. It's 1 to 7 seconds. So relevance is the grabber in a speech. It's the grabber in the headline at the top of your promotions. Again, name the pain, hand it back to them in the form of a question. You got them. It's the same thing in a speech. Number 2, then, after we've established relevance, then the reader goes with us pretty much unknowingly into stage 2 of confirmation. The question that the reader's asking here is, was I correct? Does it relate to me? And now there's a longer time available, as in up to 90 seconds. And now they're starting to kind of browse through the material. And by the way, the skimmers are really quick decision makers. They love bullet points. The avid readers go back and reread and see if they missed anything, or if you did, they're the ones with the perfect questions that need to be answered. So it has to be in this order: relevance, stage 1, followed by confirmation, stage 2, and then action or the call to action at stage 3. The time available here is as long as needed. Again, because some people will be very quick decision makers and some will go back and reread it. Here's the biggest mistake that we make in marketing Toastmasters. We put the stage 3 item of join us, come to our open house. We put stage 3 in a stage 1 area. Boom, won't work. Won't work. Because you have just given them a reason to click away, recycle, not pay attention at all. It has to be relevant to them. So be really careful in what, capture a screenshot. So be really careful how this is arranged. Usually when I review marketing materials, it's never it's so bad it has to be completely scrapped. Usually it's a tweak. Usually it's change a few words here, pull this up to the top, move this to the bottom. Typically, our Toastmaster logo at the top of a layout is also not the best place for it because, again, that's about us and they're looking for what's in it for them. The Toastmaster logo for external marketing is best placed at the bottom in the lower 1/3, maybe even lower 1/4. So here's an example of these concepts in how they relate to a special event flyer. Remember my club that I told you that I kept trying to join? And that they really made me work for my membership. Once I pitched the concept of having a Speechcraft to boost the membership back in the club from the 8 to 10 members, and I did tell you that it was in a hospital, Sharp Hospital in Chula Vista in San Diego. We were mostly medical personnel from the hospital. I would say it was probably an 80-20, probably 80% medical and 20% community. When I pitched them the idea, because I was so concerned that the club would fold and lose their charter, and they had already inherited a charter from another club that then merged with this one to save the chapter. It's a whole nother story. One of the members of the club, the VP of membership, Mary, made a comment, and she was an ER nurse. She said, if we do not resuscitate our club, we will die. It's a good thing that she said that, being in the field. And the club decided, well, what do we need to do? And I suggested hosting a free event and then 2 weeks later, Speechcraft. So I needed to help them understand the value and the benefits of a Speechcraft and what was involved. And several things came up out of that. One was that when we asked who needs credit towards their DTM, one of the officers shyly raised his hand and he says, well, I do. It's the only thing I need for my DTM. Wow. So make sure to track who needs what for their educational accomplishments. Nobody in the club really realized that. So Floyd was the Speechcraft coordinator, and I kind of mentored him. He did absolutely fabulous, and since then the club is hosting Speechcraft programs every 6 months. So here's the flyer that I designed to help promote that free event. What do you notice? Yep, up at the top, stage 1 relevance. 3 questions naming the pain that I know match to the audience that we want to attract. So in a hospital, just like with the global advertising campaign for District 10, it's a gold mine of people who really need these skills. They need to be giving debriefings. And how do you communicate on a whim with people and hollering orders and saving people's lives, or addressing the shareholders, or whatever, or pitching a new idea, or job interviews for a next promotion. All of those, I just gave you a whole list that you could use for marketing to that particular group. Anyway, and it was right there during the regular club meeting in the room where the club was meeting. And then the confirmation for this particular flyer is about the public speaking and training tips you can use immediately, which creates a sense of urgency. Ideal for whom? Any level of management. I named the audience: management, administration, patient care. Bring your friends, supervisors, right? So Tim, that goes back to the invite concept. And deliver effective presentations. Coworkers, bring them, the bullet points. And then confirmation is also the information about the speaker and why that's important. And it could be shorter, but include something about the speaker. Why the speaker? How am I going to benefit from listening to what they know? Are they truly an expert in this particular field? And then the third stage, call to action, is always placed down at the bottom. And notice that the Toastmaster logo is at the bottom. That's a stage 3 element in a stage 3 area in an external marketing piece. All right, so here are some of the results. This was a free in-person to launch, specifically to launch the Speechcraft program 2 weeks later during the regular meeting. The club provided the snacks. They got all excited. We promoted it inside the building through the company mailboxes, email, posted it on bulletin boards throughout the community. The outcomes: 65 guests. And when I pitched this idea to the club, and I was telling Sandra, we need to think bigger, I was looking in the room for what's the fire code? What is our maximum that we could have in this room? And it was 65. And I said, okay. And I pointed to the sign when I was pitching the club. That's our goal. And they go, all right, we're doing it. We're doing it. We hit 65. They were shocked. It's like, okay, you need to believe in the visions that you set and celebrate the successes that you have. At that time, we had 10 club members, 14 non-members enrolled for the Speechcraft that night, paid up front. Then, because those medical professionals went back and they were telling their colleagues, guess what? I'm going to be attending a speaking program, and it starts in a couple of weeks, and it's only, I think it was $50. I'm not on this particular flyer. I think it's on the next one. And then 4 or 5 enrolled at the series start. We also gave them the opportunity after this free event, come back next week, see what a regular meeting's like. And then we start the next week after that. Amazing. Of course, then the club results. This is fascinating. 12 to 14 new members, and 1 member, Floyd, earned his Distinguished Toastmaster. Being the speaker for that program, and we called it a special event, and we did charge $50 inclusive of all training materials and weekly club meetings through September 30th. Stay for the practice. And they did. Amazing. So as I'm sharing the speaking tips and what to do specific for and targeted and very engaging and with handouts and everything else, if they never did anything else, then they know that Toastmasters puts on incredible free events. There you go. This is the enrollment flyer. Toward the end of my presentation, the other 9 members of the club stood at the back of the room with these flyers printed on nice paper, full colored, again, branded Toastmasters branding, everything, including the yellow gradient rays behind it. And the members walked forward from the back of the room, handing these flyers out. Everyone got a copy of it. So remember what I said, that what it said at the top of the flyer when I joined? I remembered that. Speechcraft is still on here, but right underneath it, it says a 6-week communication skills training series. And both with the open boxes and the tick marks, those are implied relevance, that people actually go through the list and they check it off. So capture a screenshot of that. This is exactly what you can use to enroll people in your Speechcraft program and give a free seminar. Use one of the Better Speaker series and put it out there. So now that we've tapped on branding and you've seen what we can do for particularly Speechcraft, then let's make sure we know where to get all of our elements. Again, all of these are free. If you haven't signed in, if you haven't logged into the Toastmaster website in a while, I know I needed to log in and create a new password. It's like, okay, got it. Then you might need to do that in order to access this. Here's something critical that I want to point out. Our Toastmaster logos, whether they be for the Toastmaster or the Speechcraft, these are our intellectual property. Clubs may not use their own logo. Clubs may not have their own logo. It must be the Toastmaster logo. So the biggest question, if I remove the logo from my materials, can I use different colors, fonts, or elements? No. You are representing Toastmasters. This is what we stand for. This is who we are. This is what our dues have paid for, is for this alignment. So no, you may not. The good news is that there are all kinds of elements that you can use. So for instance, you could use logo, you could have the name of your club underneath the logo. There's a lot of things we can't do. Believe me, in my younger years, I did. I put it into a wreath, that looked really cool for the winner's circle and all of that. Yep. Nope. Then I became a brand ambassador when we changed our brand in 2010, asked by World Headquarters to be so. And we have our own color palette. So here's a couple of ways, and using color psychology. I love this stuff. The true maroon is going to be an action driving color. So is the happy yellow. In color psychology, yellow promotes cheerfulness and mental stimulation. Between the two, with the maroon and the yellow, we will move faster than if something were on the loyal blue, which is a calming color and calms people down. Cool gray is a great accent color. Our new color added to the palette is black. And along with that, 2 new fonts. These are fabulous. So you've seen a couple of things, including in the virtual background for tonight, the Corinthia. Beautiful. Fonts are my friends. They each have their own personality, just like each one of our clubs, by the way. So this one I would use for like a handwriting, something that you want to make a statement, but not overkill. Gotham is a very strong branding font for us. It's classy, it's crisp, and it's clean. So everything that I've been doing is in Gotham and Myriad Pro, even though we have other alternatives that we can use. Stay within the branding, and all of those alternative fonts are also not only posted, but you can download them for free from the brand portal. Luxurious script is exactly that. It would be ideal in a layout that is the gray with the black with some white, maybe a little bit of happy yellow or the maroon. Anniversaries would be ideal for that. Announcing winners of your contest, very, very nice, especially for our 100th anniversary coming up. So download them for free and use them. Stay within the brand. Here's an exact example. This is a Corinthia. So build your membership. That happens to be bold. Some of the fonts run smaller than, because they're script, they run smaller than like the Gotham or other fonts. So sometimes you need to double the size of what those scripts are, but they're beautiful. However you choose to market Toastmasters, and we have taken a look at our 2 specific markets in this session, from our internal, which are member to member, and our external, which are us to the world. We've also taken a look at the 5 different ways to boost membership, including our branding, as well as marketing and our global advertising campaign. Keep your Find a Club posting up to date so that you can be found, that these 441 clicks that come through, that you can invite them personally to your club meetings, get to know them, have a special event, and then host a Speechcraft program every 6 months, because the world needs what it is that we have to offer. And let's make sure to invite the world to the experience which we have been so blessed to partake in. Bring it out to the world. It's been my privilege to bring you this information. We have time for questions.
Sheryl, this was amazing.
Thank
There's
you.
so many questions. There was a big question in the chat, and you probably didn't see that, but someone was asking, for those 14 new Speechcrafters, how did they organize the program to get through all 14 every week?
Oh, for that, they joined the club. Okay, and then everyone had something to do every week. Everyone had something to do, whether they were shadowing or they had, and then with the icebreakers, and some, because there were so many who did sign up, then of course that it included their dues. They stayed on and they were able to. So everyone was served. Everyone was served. And then we did again another Speechcraft 6 months later to keep the club healthy.
Well, thank you, Sheryl. I've even heard some other corporations do it a little differently to ensure they get all their Speechcrafters through it. They might even take the evaluations outside of that experience and meet one-on-one with their coaches if they have so many.
Right, which they need to after the meeting anyway. So
Correct.
That's very easily done. Great idea. What questions did I miss? Let's see.
Someone does not have the ability to copy the chat. You do have permission to copy the chat. So if you're on a device like a cell phone or an iPad, you might not have ability. So what I'll do at the end of this, we will provide all these resources to you in an email so you can also refer back to them. I've been posting like a madwoman.
You have.
I told you I'm a soup master, Lee.
Oh, you are. Oh, this is amazing. Thank you for the participation. Okay, let's see. How do people have enough time to give their presentation? Okay, thank you, Laura. All right, so how, there you go. And those were 1.5-hour meetings, by the way, for those 14 people. And then again, and they knew, they knew. So it was on, first come, first serve, but everybody was engaged straight away. All right, so Tim, thank you. To be clear then, are we required to only use those colors and fonts for flyers? Yes, in promoting the brand. I'd be very careful straying from it. However, you still get to use the gradients of all of those colors. You may use another image in addition to the Toastmaster logo. There are specifics in the brand portal, though, that the images may not be side by side, including another corporation's logo. So if your corporation or business is hosting an event, the logos must be separated. They cannot be side by side nor incorporated, because Toastmasters does not endorse other organizations. Rotary is our only official alliance. And even at that, the logos are also separated. So you could use different colors of that. You can use different pattern backgrounds. Yes. Be really mindful of straying too far from our colors, especially going outside. But here's what I'm finding as a brand ambassador is that we get really cute in promoting what our club meeting themes are, which are so off of brand portal, that then other members see that and go, oh, we can do that. They go down that road. That's what we want to be really careful and protective of. You and I are all ambassadors of this organization. We want to uphold our brand. All right, so Canva is great to be using for these graphics. Absolutely. And Michael Pope has presented both parts 1 and part 2 for District 10, even though he is a member of District 40. He is brilliant. So those are posted now too on the website, aren't they, Sandra? Are both of them? Because I know Michael just did the second one.
The second one, so we haven't posted them on the website. We've shared the first one. We're going to share the second one.
Right.
And we need to do some post-production on the videos to post them on our YouTube site and the video site. As well with this one. We'll be doing some post-production. Absolutely.
Michael is the best. Canva, oh, extraordinaire. Okay, I'm looking for questions.
I think there's a question.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Is it wise to hold a 4-week Speechcraft now and expect results?
Yes. That was easy. Okay.
Yep.
Yes. And look at it this way. If you have a 4-week session and you recruit one new member, that's successful. Everyone that you can. Every member, because that's growth. And they're going to become ambassadors and cheerleaders. Oh my gosh, I'm doing so well. Blah, blah, blah. You need to come and check this out. Come and hear my speech. They're going to recruit more. Every speech crafter, every new member is a success. It is another human being being served by what we have found and benefited from, as Dr. Smedley would say. What other questions?
We're looking for more questions.
Well, I guess my question to everyone, and maybe if you go visual, if everybody could like raise their hand either technically or visually, raise your hand if you're going to conduct a Speechcraft You're going to conduct a speechcraft. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I see some electronic hands. Thank you. Thank you. Wonderful. Wonderful. Make it happen. Make it happen. And get other people in your club involved.
I couldn't imagine not having the club involved and doing a speechcraft. There's no way you'd be successful
It'd be a lot of
because
work. It would be
right?
a
And
lot
you're
of
not,
work.
and you're missing out on the community building of these people coming in, knowing more about your club members, wanting to stay.
I think that the individual personalities of our clubs is one of our big gifts. And we are, even though we are not billed as a networking organization, we are. We call it family. We truly are, though. Yeah. Thank you.
Right. I'm going to put how
we're
to connect with you in the chat too.
Oh, sure. Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Well, tell you what, and I thought about this right before we went live tonight. I would love to see your samples. I would love to see what you're doing. And here's what I'll encourage you to do. On Facebook, follow me at Sheryl Roush Toastmaster, because I put all things Toastmaster on that particular Facebook page. So Sheryl Roush Toastmaster. Then when you are posting something, or feel free to put it into the chat privately to me, but if you post it someplace on Facebook, boy, I must be finished talking. But when you post something on Facebook, tag me, because you can use the @ Sheryl Roush Toastmaster. That'll get my attention. And that means, oh, take a look at this. And I'll be happy to make suggestions regarding tweaks or clapping hands or thumbs up or hearts or stars or whatever. I'd love to see how you use this information. Take it back to your club. When this video is posted, feel free to revisit this with your club officers. And especially if you're having any kind of pushback regarding, oh, we don't need one of those programs. They never bring us people. Watch it together. Just watch it together. Light the fire.
Speechcraft watch party.
Well, and I have to tell you too.
Yes,
I have to tell you too, because when we did that first Speechcraft, we went from 10 members basically dead to presidents. Zoom. Which boosted the entire club morale. Oh, there you are. I thank you for the hearts. Thank you. Wonderful. Who has questions? You're very welcome, Betsy. Thank you for attending.
Right. So how about we could stop the recording, and then if people want to ask a question without being recorded, I think that would be a welcome invite as well. So we'll close the recording portion. We thank Sheryl so much. I'll add a little spotlight here. Add a spotlight. Hey, girl.
Hey.
Thank you again, everyone, for coming. We're just going to stop the recording, but we could stick around for a little bit of after party questions with Sheryl. Thank you so much, Sheryl. Every time you speak on this, and I've been to a number of your Speechcraft marketing sessions because I can't get enough of it, and it just inspires me to want to do one and work with others to encourage them to do one and help them hold one. So again, from the bottom of my heart, District 10, we thank you so much for your presentation tonight.
My pleasure.